Sponsored by Tokyo Treat and Sakurako.
Some tourists have really pissed off Japanese locals, the businesses, and even the law. But what did they do to make Japanese people so mad? I'm gonna talk about these big and small mistakes that they made to help you not to make same mistakes. In fact, this first mistake actually can get you arrested in Japan. Usually, Japanese police are very polite and helpful, but it's definitely not a good idea to get on their bad side. So if the police stop you for any reason, it's super important to be polite and do what they tell you to do. Even if you think it's weird that they just stopped you for no reason, just do as they ask. And always make sure you have your passport with you, because they will definitely ask you for it. But the thing about police in Japan is that even if they stop you without a good reason, they will be really polite about it and will rarely be rude or forceful with you. If you want a good example of this, look at this video of an American man who had the cops called on him. He was playing his music really loud over his phone speaker, and the staff asked him many times to stop. At one point, another American customer came and then also tried to get him to stop too. Eventually, the police were called, and then when they came to deal with the situation, they were really polite and patient with him. And that's because most Japanese police officers are just trying to keep the peace as much as possible. Or maybe they noticed a Super Saiyan Vegeta card he was wearing around his neck and realized that they were messing with a real Super Saiyan. Everyone knows that the trains are one of the most important places to respect and follow the rules. At least that's what I thought. Before and even after the pandemic, I've had many tourists push me and Mr. Eats out of the way to get on the train first to get a seat. Again, not every tourist does this, and some have been super kind and respectful. But this tiny box on wheels is definitely not a place you want to start breaking the rules. One of the big rules that I personally seen some tourists break is skipping the line. If you didn't know, lines are one of the holy rules of Japan. You'll see Japanese people lining up for everything like public transportation, events, and even best as meat barbecued pork ramen. So don't be surprised if the locals get frustrated with you if you try to cut the line. Another thing to keep in mind is that the train is such a small place that most people are doing their best not to annoy or get in others' way. That includes making sure their staff isn't blocking people. And of course, noise can be an issue on the train. Many Japanese people try to keep their noise level down because it can be really annoying for all other passengers who are trapped in the train with you. Many foreigners tend to speak in a louder volume in general than Japanese people. In fact, there were many times I was super impressed because Mr. Eats was talking so loud.
Oh yeah, by the way, the doctor said that the bleeding was from your concho, so, I mean, like, maybe we can use some lotion? Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Of course, not all foreigners or tourists are this loud, and I'm not saying that you can't talk on the train. But it's important to be mindful of how loud you are, because most Japanese prefer a quiet train ride. Finally, talking on the phone is a pretty big no-no in general. Of course, I've seen Japanese people break this rule too, but many of them try to speak on the phone as quiet as possible and try to keep the conversation short. On the other hand, I'm so surprised at how many tourists just FaceTiming in public.
Yeah, the doctor said everything's okay. It was just from the concho. It was just too hard. So I asked her to use some lotion. So, yeah. You want to say hi to my mom? Where are you going?
To be honest, I think the train is the most important place to follow the rules. But the trains aren't the only place where rules matter. Because if you break this next one, you could get thrown out of the restaurants. Japan is home to so much delicious food and amazing restaurants. In fact, Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka rank in the top 5 cities with the most Michelin-star restaurants in the world. We also showed how even American fast food restaurants are so much better in Japan in this video, but the rules matter here too. And here are a couple I think you should keep in mind. If a restaurant is really popular, you'll usually see a long line outside. And just like the trains, it's important to wait your turn and not cut. correct. But it's also super important to have everyone in your group wait together. It sucks for the other people waiting in line when suddenly 5 people jump in front of them because one of the members was holding the place. Another important rule is not to take too long to eat. This might sound weird to some of you, but in Japan, we really try to be mindful of all other people who are waiting outside to eat too. After all, some Japanese customers before you ate quickly and left so that you could get a seat. Of course, if nobody's waiting to get in, there's no problem with you taking your time and enjoying your meal. Finally, it depends on the restaurant, but they might have some rules that you have to follow. Many buffet restaurants have time limits on how long you can stay here. Other places might make you to order at least one drink with your meal, but most tourists I see are pretty mindful when it comes to these things. So if you just keep them in mind, I'm sure you won't cause trouble for others. There was also an incident where 2 Chinese tourists were behaving so rudely that the staff told them to leave. According to the video, there was a 90-minute limit at the restaurant, and the woman refused to leave when the staff asked them. They also threw their shrimp shells on the floor of the restaurant, which is insanely rude to do. But the lady said that they were actually being discriminated against because they were Chinese tourists. Unfortunately, we don't have actual video of this incident happening, but it probably looked something like this. Excuse me!
Yeah. Okay. You clean up later, okay? Man,
Yes, pissing off a restaurant owner definitely isn't something you want to do while you're here, but did you know you could get in trouble for something as simple as this?
Before I talk about that, let me tell you about these snacks from Tokyo Treats. This monthly snack box is filled with seasonal, trendy, and limited edition snacks. This month theme is Sakura Starlight Snack Fest. So I can see a lot of sakura related snacks like this, sakura bush. This is cherry blossom flavor candy that I used to eat when I was little. It's very nice too. The included culture guide talks about how we enjoy cherry blossom viewing at night. It also talks about snack like this. It's like a cake, but the inside has cherry juice cream. Ooh, it's very soft outside. It's almost like a cupcake. Oh, feel like spring again. You're also gonna check out these traditional snacks from Sakurako. They work with local artisan snack makers, and it comes with seasonal tea and this beautiful tableware. So this beautiful tea is made by Maruyama Seicha in Shizuoka Prefecture. What's special about this tea is not only they put green tea inside, they put hibiscus and peach juice inside. Oh, it smells so good. It smells like peach. This is like a little bit of scent of green tea, but I can taste a little bit of tanginess from the hibiscus and the super fresh. I don't know why it also smells so fresh, but it smells super fresh peach juice. It's not sweet at all, but it's very soothing. These are the perfect gift for your Japan-loving family or friends. So make sure to check out special Sakura promotion using our link in the description below.
For someone who's never been to Japan, it definitely is a very unique and interesting place. You can see ultra-modern and high-tech things coexisting with old traditional treasures. Of course, you'll want to make a picture of everything around you, the buildings, the people, and the food. But a huge mistake that many tourists make is taking a picture of wrong things. Unlike countries like America, where there is no expectation of privacy in public, Japan is different. Socially, it's generally seen as inappropriate and rude to take a photo of a stranger or their property without their permission. especially in Kyoto, where a ban was enacted in 2019 that prohibits anyone from taking photos on private roads in the area called Gion. This place is famous for the traditional buildings, and sometimes you can see a real geisha or a Michael walking around. But the reason this ban was put in place was many tourists crowded around the geishas to try to take their picture or pull on their clothes. It became a safety and privacy issue for them, so the city has warning. Anyone taking photos in the area without a permit will have to pay a fine of 10,000 yen. While Kyoto is the extreme case of this rule, it's generally not very nice in Japan to take photos of random people or the inside of some shops without their permission. However, some shops and people don't mind their photo being taken as long as you ask them first. And in my experience, people are usually more than okay with you taking photo as long as you ask for permission. Selfie sticks can also be a huge pain in the butt for Japanese people. If you've never been to Japan, you won't realize how small and crowded some of the public areas can be. So when people use selfie sticks, they might get in other people's way, block the flow of traffic, or you might hit someone. Of course, it seems obvious that a selfie stick can be really annoying in a tight, crowded area, but that still doesn't stop some people from whipping it out and trying to grab a photo. Of course, you won't get arrested for your selfie stick, but there are some things that are highly illegal in Japan, but are okay in America. For example, did you know it's actually illegal to sell Pokemon in Japan? I talked all about it in this video, so check it out. Thanks for watching. Okini!